A recent surge in migrants crossing into the U.S. from Mexico caused agitation at the White House this week. In a tweet Thursday, President Trump threatened to call up the military and close the southern border. The issue reportedly led to a heated shouting match between two of the president's top advisors. Arrests of migrant families have been surging since the end of the family separation policy. There were nearly 17,000 in September. The Department of Homeland Security says that's the most on record for any month, and an 80% increase from July. Mireya Villarreal is near the border in Arizona.
The recent surge is overwhelming government facilities and forcing ICE to quickly release migrants just hours after they're arrested. Family apprehensions by the Border Patrol in Arizona increased by 121% this year as compared to last. In an interview with 60 Minutes' Leslie Stahl, President Trump was reluctant to say whether he'd reinstate the policy.
When you allow the parents to stay together, okay, when you allow that, then what happens is people are going to pour into our country.
So are you going to go back to that?
Well, we're looking at a lot of things. Really, what we want to do is change the immigration laws.
Parents we spoke to say the administration's decision to pause the practice of separating families is one of the reasons they decided to cross the border now.
The guy told you that you weren't going to be separated from your child?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason you came?
This is the border fence that separates Nogales, Arizona from Mexico. Once these groups cross into the U.S. illegally, they are actively searching for agents so they can turn themselves in. Border Patrol says smugglers are taking advantage of the uncertainty.
They think they're going to get a free ticket into the U.S.
Well, that's the perceived notion, and that's what the smugglers are telling them and what they're selling that journey as.
The United Church of Christ is one of 7 Tucson churches that have become temporary homes for migrant families just released by ICE.
The gates just opened very suddenly. I think we got 800 people.
The fight for asylum now moves to close courts. In the meantime, these church doors will remain open. For CBS This Morning Saturday, Mireya Villarreal, Tucson, Arizona.